It's the finals of Professional MasterChef. Of the 48 chefs that started the competition, only the 4 most exceptional remain.
Being in the finals of MasterChef Professionals, it's like going for gold in the Olympics. I'm not going down without a fight.
This is the biggest achievement of my career. It's been so much hard work to get here. It doesn't get tougher than this.
Over the next 3 shows, the finalists face challenges unparalleled in their professional lives, cooking for a room full of culinary legends at the chef's table.
That was a masterclass in beautiful ingredients, cooked perfectly. I loved it. I loved it.
Before being sent to a leading European restaurant to work under one of the world's most creative and inspiring chefs.
To create something new is maybe the best sensation in life.
At the end of the competition, either Jan, Olivia, Stu, or Exose will be crowned Professional MasterChef Champion 2019.
It's very exciting to be in the finals week, but it's getting tougher and tougher.
Just putting absolutely everything into this now. Might be small, but I'm mighty.
This today is an opportunity for our young chefs to shine in front of the top leaders of our industry.
We will need them to take it up to another level yet again.
The MasterChef Professionals Chef's Table is one of the most prestigious events in the British culinary calendar. The 22 guests are some of the most acclaimed chefs working in Britain today and have held a remarkable 26 Michelin stars between them. For the finalists, it's a unique opportunity to showcase their talent to their professional heroes.
Cooking for over 20 of the country's top chefs, that's the hardest task I'll ever undertake in my life.
They're the gods of this industry. They're holding Michelin stars, and hopefully that's me one day.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. This is our career, it's our life, it's what we do every single day, so this is absolutely massive for me.
I feel intimidated, for sure. I feel nervous. We just have to head down and just power through.
Chefs, welcome to your chef's table. How are we feeling?
Really excited. I can't wait to just get my food out there. I can't wait for the feedback as well. It's going to be great.
You've got to keep it together today, huh?
Keeping it together today, definitely.
You're cooking for the industry now. They will not pull any punches when it comes to feedback. This is one opportunity that you will never get in your career ever again. You show them why you're the final 4. Chefs, you've got 26 plates of food, 5 hours. Show them how good you are. Off you go.
"30-year-old Jan spent 11 years cooking in highly acclaimed restaurants before becoming a private chef for high-end clients and events. He's made the finals with some outstandingly creative food packed with flavor and influenced by his French background. Today, he's in charge of the starter.
If we mess up today, it could very much damage our reputation for the rest of the competition. The stress is building up, but it's important that we keep it together. You don't want to let anybody down.
Jan,
Yes.
how are you feeling being here, chef's table?
I feel nervous, obviously. Quite a little bit of work to do.
What is your dish?
So today I'm making a salt-cod tortellini. It's going to be served with cèpe consommé. I got a cod foam. I'm going to smoke it slightly, lemon peel puree, fresh gyros, and some honeyed pak choy just for garnish to finish.
You talked about a bit of smoking.
Yes.
Where?
So I'm going to smoke the plate in the end under a bell. The purpose of that is to get some smoke into the foam on top. But so very lightly smoked. There's no other element of smoke to the dish. This is going to be the only one.
You haven't half built up the stress for this dish, haven't you?
Yes, I think it's also to impress. You know, it's a nice factor to have.
You've got a lot of work.
Yes, I do.
There's a lot of things on this dish that have to hit the high notes. Making 60-plus tortellinis is a massive challenge. The consommé needs to have a great clarity and good flavour of the cèpe. And the foam needs to taste of cod and potato.
Nice. Nice. All right.
My one concern is how practical is it going to be to get everything on the plate, keep it hot, and then fill it with smoke.
Jan's all-important cèpe consommé needs to be crystal clear. The base is made of roasted fish bones with white wine and vegetables, to which he adds the cèpe liquid.
This is the key element, really, to the whole dish. This is what's going to have the most flavour.
If Jan gets all of these bits working just right, this dish is going to be a knockout and a great start to our menu.
22-year-old Exose started his career flipping burgers and has worked for the last 3 years as a chef de partie in a Manchester restaurant. Despite his shaky last round, he's proven capable of delivering ambitious, boldly flavoured and elegant dishes throughout the competition.
I'm really grateful to be in the finals. Wobbled a little bit on the last round. I thought I was gone. But then the judges must see something in me. I see it in myself as well. I'm just going to keep pushing.
Today, he's responsible for the second course.
I'm doing the work of a whole brigade today in this dish, in the time that I have. But yeah, I'm up for a challenge.
So what are you doing?
So today I'm doing a seaweed butter poached turbot. I'm gonna serve that with a red wine braised octopus. We're gonna have an octopus and shrimp cassoulet, crispy potatoes on there, finishing off with a sauce vierge.
That sounds delicious. Delicious. What inspired this dish?
Growing up, I was really picky with my foods. And when I was at work, they had an octopus dish on, and I was like, octopus. I was like, But yeah, I tried it, and it was just really beautiful. So I'm just doing my own version of this dish today for these chefs.
You did a bit of turbot cookery at Hyde, didn't you?
It's definitely given me the confidence. If I can do turbot and do it well at a Michelin-starred restaurant, why not now?
Sounds great.
Thank you, chef.
Get this right, you'll impress him upstairs.
Perfect.
Exose is cooking a butter poached turbot in seaweed with octopus cooked in red wine, and then he's turning some of that cooked octopus into a cassoulet.
The cassoulet is a bean stew. It is a classical French peasant-style dish. Exose has got a sauce vierge. It's a light oil sauce with herbs and shallots. There's lime running through it, so that's possibly the sharpness that he's looking for. That's going to cut through the richness of the octopus cassoulet and that beautiful turbot.
Exose's first task is the careful filleting of 2 10-kilo wild turbot.
This is a big job. This is such a beautiful fish. I just need to make sure it's filleted right. No flesh left on it at all.
Filleting of the turbot needs to be perfect. We as chefs do not like to see waste.
Just gonna take my time on it. I'd rather take my time, get it right, than mess it up, really.
27-year-old Stu is head chef of a 3 AA Rosette restaurant in Birmingham.
Monica and Marcus have put the faith in me to get into this round and cook for these chefs. So if I mess it up, they're not going to be too happy.
His fusion of Asian and European ingredients have resulted in some uniquely flavored dishes which have consistently impressed the judges.
I think there's a massive pressure today to get this right. If you cook badly for these chefs, you're going to be remembered for all the wrong reasons, and that's definitely not what I want.
So what are you cooking?
So I'm going to be cooking a dish of pork belly with langoustines, black pudding, yuzu gel, braised fennel, fennel puree, and a langoustine Thai bisque.
Interesting dish. Pork, langoustine?
I'm going down the lines of almost like surf and turf.
Yep.
And pork and langoustine is one of my favourite combinations.
Langoustine bisque with a pork dish?
Yeah, it's going to be made in the style of a bisque, but it'll be more like a sauce. It's something for me that in my head works. I guess we'll find out.
You've got a lot of big flavours here. We've got pork, we've got black pudding, we've got yuzu gel, we've got a lovely, beautiful piece of langoustine sitting on top. We've also got the Thai curry bisque as well, and we've got fennel and a fennel puree. Huge amount of work.
Stu's twist here is his love of Asian flavours, so he's got a bit of a Thai-flavoured bisque. It will raise a few eyebrows.
They're all going to question whether or not that works.
I just want all the chefs to just love the combination, love the flavours, and think that it's kind of different.
24-year-old Olivia has spent most of her 5 years as a chef working in Michelin-starred kitchens. She's wowed the judges with her knowledge and skill, cooking some precise, intricately constructed dishes.
This is about proving to yourself that you are good enough to be in this stage of the competition. We've got Marcus and Monica in the kitchen watching us. That just turns up the heat even more, doesn't it?
What is the dish?
So I'm going to have the fig leaf mousse, which is going to be on its own. I want that to kind of be like the star element of the dish. That's going to be topped with a little bit of gooseberry gel, the gooseberry compote, and the fig leaf foam is going to cover that. And then it's just going to be crispy almond meringue, crispy fig leaf sponge, topped with a nitrogen-made soul snow.
Whoa, is that everything?
I think so.
We loved your last dessert. All the flavours of strawberries. Is this something similar to that? You're going to get the flavours of the fig and gooseberries running through this?
Fig leaves are something that I absolutely love, and they're really British. I actually picked these ones in London. I want the fig leaf flavour to kind of resonate through the whole of the dish.
Sounds like you've got a lot of work.
Yeah, so absolutely everything needs to be set and needs to be perfect before I even, at least half an hour before I even start to go up to the pass.
Fig leaf is a beautiful ingredient. It has a taste of sort of coconut to it, so it's one of my favourite ingredients. I love what Olivia's doing with it.
It's almost like an aroma, but like in your mouth. It's kind of very strange.
Olivia's first fig leaf flavoured element is the creamed mousse.
Olivia has got to get the fig leaf infused through the mousse, so she's going to make sure it's going to be made early on and chilled in the fridge.
Trying to get all the first kind of jobs I need to get on to dry and get into the dehydrator. The almond meringue, I need at least 4 hours.
The meringue mix is a delicate balance of almond milk and albumina, or egg white powder.
This is wrong, sorry, I need to...
The most important thing that Olivia had to get on quick smart to dry, because it takes about 4 hours, was her meringue.
I think the albumina is different to the one that I practice with. It's just not strong, so I just need to add more of it.
But it didn't work the first time, and she's had to put a second batch on.
It's all kicking off now.
Chef's 1 hour prep time has gone.
On the starter, Jan is working on a foam made from baked potatoes, cod and cream, which will sit on top of his tortellini.
5 hours seems like a lot, but you know, it's a lot of food to prepare.
The tortellini themselves will be filled with salted cod.
You need to get the salt cod soaked down to remove as much salt as possible. It is a cured fish, so it has to be very careful that you taste it along the way. You do not want the filling to be over-seasoned. It could ruin the dish.
So inside the tortellini, I'm going to put soaked sep, as well. It's going to take some of that saltiness away. We're just gonna have to watch out for the balance of the salt.
The seps are added to the blitzed mixture of the salted cod, hazelnuts, and herbs.
Careful.
I'm gonna just double check every time I make one pasta.
I just had a quick look at Jan's tortellini mix, and there was a fish bone in it. He's got to be very careful when he fills his tortellini. There are no fish bones. One, we don't want anyone choking on it, and secondly, it can pierce his tortellini pasta.
Exose's turbot is portioned, ready for poaching.
King of the turbots.
The next pressing job is the octopus, which will take 3 hours to slow cook.
So I'm just blanching it first, removing all the slime and all the impurities, and then just straight into ice water. So I've got 4 octopuses, which is 32 tentacles I have to prep. Octopus is quite a brave thing to do. I've not got much experience in fish cookery.
Exose has made a red wine reduction. He's then taking this cooking liquor into a bag with the octopus and then cooking it slowly in the water bath.
Octopus cookery is all about making sure that it doesn't become too tough. You need to cook it gently until it's beautiful and tender, but you do not want it to be overcooked because it'll be too chewy and it'll be inedible.
My octopus is in now, just setting the timer now for 3 hours, and this should be ready.
Stew's pork and langoustine main has flavours of fennel running through it, which he is braising in a barragoul.
A barragoul is a cooking liquor, traditionally white wine vinegar, but for this one I'm using dashi vinegar, just to give it my own little twist.
His next job is to carefully peel over 26 langoustine tails.
Yeah, this is definitely the fiddliest job on the list. Langoustine shells are quite tough and they also spike you in your fingers. There's a little bit of revenge.
He must be sure not to damage the flesh.
Yeah, you're gonna have to be blanched. It's not coming off.
Stu is blanching the langoustines and then peeling them very quickly so they'll still be raw. That quick blanch just allows the skin to come away from the flesh.
It's gonna be tight, but I didn't set out to do something easy, to be honest.
Chefs, we have 2 hours before the first course is due to be served.
On dessert, Olivia's finishing her second attempt at the almond meringue.
You happy with the mix?
Yeah, happy. Much better. Glad that I redid that. Meringue just needs to be really, really thin so that it kind of stays really crispy when I get it on, and I'm just grating some whole blanched almonds on the top just to give it a little bit of texture.
The meringues need at least 3 hours in the dehydrator before they can be broken into shards at the last minute. Olivia can now move on to the next technical element.
Can I fit them all in? I don't know.
The fig leaf sponge, flavoured with baked fig leaves, blitzed into a powder.
So the dried fig leaves are blitzed. I'm gonna blend the cake up and get it charged in the gas canister. I need to cook the cakes off.
She's using a recipe that goes into the microwave. So she's putting the mix into little cups, microwaving it, letting it aerate and cook, taking that out. She's then going to dust it with sugar and fig leaf powder, put it into the oven for 4 or 5 minutes so that it gets a crunchy coating on the outside. Love the sound of that.
I'm really quite hot at the moment, actually. But inside, yeah, I'm confident and I'm on time, so hopefully it's all gonna be good.
There's just now 90 minutes until service.
Freaking out, man!
Jan Sepp consommé has been infusing for 2 hours, but it still needs to be clarified using egg whites to extract the solids and impurities.
He wants it really clear. It's something that needs time. If he overboils during the clarification, it'll become grainy and cloudy.
While the Sepp consommé clarifies, Jan turns his attention to making 60 tortellinis with an electric pasta machine.
It's like a pasta printer.
The pasta's got to be nice and fine. You're making a tortellini so that even when you fold it and seals it, it's not going to be too thick.
Trying to get organized, trying to not let the stress get me. I'm just wondering if I'm gonna have enough time to cook everything. There's a lot of work to do. Look at this, read this. All right, 50 to go.
Right, chefs, you've got 1 hour of prep time remaining. 1 hour left.
We're getting onto the pork. Gonna get the bellies scored, pushing quite hard.
Stu needs to think about getting his pork bellies in the oven very soon.
He needs to be careful with the pork belly. The skin is incredibly thin, and he needs to get that cooked very quickly at a high temperature if he's going to get the crackling crunchy. But he also can't afford to overcook the belly.
Chefs love crackling, so if it's right, it's going to be a good dish. If it's wrong, I'm going to get crucified.
To perfectly balance all the savory elements on the dish, Stu is making a gel with yuzu juice, a Japanese citrus fruit, lime and soy.
I like the addition of the gel, but Stu's got to be careful how much he puts on the plate. Too much sharpness of this lime gel with the pork can, in fact, offset the balance of this dish.
This is the biggest pressure I think I'll ever be under, not just to now, but ever.
On dessert, Olivia's powering ahead with the 8 elements of her dish. And she now needs to thicken her fig leaf mousse with whipped cream.
Yeah, mousse is looking really, really good. Gonna get the cream mixed into the mousse and then get it in the fridge, set it.
Olivia has to have every single element of this dish made, finished, and ready to go. There's no time for it in service. Today is the day you can't afford to mess it up.
With prep time running short, she still has one key element to make.
Yeah, so I'm just starting the sorrel snow, so I'm hoping that the sorrel snow is going to bring that element of cold which you need in desserts, in my opinion. I'm not doing an ice cream, so that's why I decided to add the snow.
She blitzes French sorrel and lemon juice with gelatine.
We've got a sorrel snow, and I think is a lovely addition to this dish because you've got real sweet things on the plate. You've got sour things, and now you've got a tart flavour on there too. That smells strong. Can I smell that? Sorrel, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, this is sorrel snow. Snow, I need to get it right. You know, the acidity needs to be right. I've obviously got to get the liquid nitrogen out in a minute. And the last job is just to dice the fresh gooseberries.
That smells amazing.
While Olivia speeds ahead with her prep, Exose is falling behind, and he's only just made a start on his cassoulet.
This is a time-consuming job. Really need to get a move on.
The base of the cassoulet is the octopus braising liquor.
That's going to be reduced down, and also cooking the beans in there as well.
Very important that they're cooked properly. There's nothing worse than eating a cassoulet and finding that their beans are undercooked.
As well as finishing the cassoulet,
This is the second veg out of the 4 that I'm chopping.
Exose still needs to poach the turbot, portion the octopus,
Still feels a little rubbery. I'm going to give it another 20 minutes, and then that should be fine.
and make the crispy potato garnish.
I'm starting to feel the pressure now. Hopefully I get this all done in time.
Exose can't afford to panic. He can't afford to lose it. It will go pear-shaped. We're going to now find out how this chef can hold his nerve under the pressure of chef's table.
Longer.
30 minutes left. You going to be ready?
Yes, chef. Thank you.
Today's invited chefs are among the best in the UK, and all have achieved accolades that the finalists one day dream of emulating.
The pressure of cooking in front of all the top chefs in the UK speaks for itself. It's not easy.
This
This is a stepping stone for the rest of your career, so if you can showcase your skill here, the world's your oyster.
We're expecting some amazing food. We're looking for solid, complex, interesting flavours.
For me, it's really exciting to see the chef's interpretation of what is modern food nowadays.
I'm expecting fireworks. Everything has to be executed perfectly.
We are super critical, so it's never an easy job. I don't envy them.
If you have all the best chefs here who are going to dissect every mouthful, I'd be absolutely mortally terrified.
With less than half an hour till service,
Last tortellinis are made. I made an extra 13 as well.
Jan still needs to finish his lemon peel puree and cod and potato foam.
The foam is all about the texture and the consistency. If it's too light, it will just disintegrate and disappear. The foam could be the bit that ruins the dish if it doesn't get it right.
And it's the moment of truth to see whether the Sep consommé has achieved crystal clear clarity.
It's very, 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 very cloudy. I mean, this is pretty crucial part of the dish. All that, it's all the Sep mixed with the egg whites. You shake it too much, it's over. I'll have to do it again.
One of the problems with reclarifying stocks is you actually lose the stock because it takes more of the stock away. I'm concerned that he may not have enough of that consommé to serve the guests. He's going to have to be very careful.
It's also crunch time for Stew's pork to check the all-important crackling.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. To get the crackling perfect is a big relief. Just got to portion the pork, cook the langoustine, and we're good to go. Naughty.
With time running out, Olivia must now freeze her sorrel mixture to make snow.
Got a sorrel snow. She's freezing this with liquid nitrogen, so it's going to have a beautiful effect. Little rocks just dotted around the plate.
Lovely.
Olivia was running since she got into this kitchen. I think she's made up the time that she lost when she remade that meringue.
Exose is now running well behind.
Yeah, just a little stress for time. Shouldn't have chose this.
He needs to perfectly poach the turbot in a seaweed butter emulsion and deep fry his crispy potatoes.
Some of these aren't cooking. I've got some like really soft and then some are cooked. Just picking out the soft ones now, discard of.
But his biggest problem is the red wine braised octopus.
It's cooked, but it's not as tender as I wanted. So I'm just gonna give it an extra 20 minutes. And then I just gotta work with that.
Exose is just taking his octopus out after 3 hours and it's not quite cooked enough. He's going to have to put it back in if that is going to work on his dish. He is concerned. He's under a huge amount of pressure.
Chefs, 15 minutes left, Jan. You are the first course up. The guests are sat down. They are hungry. Consommé?
Great.
You got enough?
Yes.
Oh, I feel a bit better.
So I should be starting to plate any minute.
Are you going to be ready?
Yes, chef. I'm putting the pasta on now.
Yeah.
With the pasta, girolles and pak choy all requiring last-minute cooking, the team step in to help.
So, salt cod tortellini with lemon peel puree, cod foam, honey glazed pak choy, tarragon sautéed girolles served with a Sep consommé. That's a lot of things, but I like a lot of things. Probably the most challenging thing there would be the salt cod tortellini. I'm a fickler for really thin pasta.
They're looking good. They're looking good.
Biggest contrast in flavour is going to be between the lemon and the sep. Getting that balance right so it doesn't cancel each other out.
Jan, they're expecting your first course now.
Yes, chef.
I'm just very interested to see if they've got the strength of the sep and the consommé, if it's not going to overrule all the other flavours.
How long before your first table?
2 minutes, chef.
Guests are waiting. Waiters are waiting.
Yes, chef.
I'm worried about the cold foam. The texture can be a bit weird, the protein can break.
Before sending, Jan must smoke each dish individually with oak wood before the cod foam disappears.
You don't half make things hard for yourself, do you?
I like the struggle. Service, please.
They look good, Jan. Keep it going.
Right, can we go with these 3, please? Three ready to go.
Last table.
Wait. Service, please.
How was that?
I'm happy with it, yeah.
So you're happy?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Good. I hope our guests are.
I'm really, really exhausted and stressed, but in the same time quite happy that I've made it on time. All the plates looked pretty good. I've put all the details that I wanted to put, and there was quite a few.
Jan's starter is oak smoked salt cod, hazelnut and sep tortellini on lemon peel puree, served with honey-glazed pak choy, tarragon sautéed girolles, topped with a cream cod foam, and finished with a sep consommé.
The smell of the sep aroma is lovely. Really appetising, almost a smoky smell.
The consommé is very clear, it smells amazing. Presentation is very nice. Looks put together well and looks a lot simpler than the descriptions.
I really enjoyed that. I thought the pasta was really nice. The filling was really quite unexpected because the hazelnuts were within the salt cod, so the texture was different. Really nice, lovely dish.
I think it's a very pleasant dish. I think my biggest criticism of it all is that I'm not really tasting any salt cod in the tortellini, which is a bit of a shame. But there's a lot of interesting flavours.
I think the salt cod, that wasn't there, but other flavors, they came out really well. The hazelnut and the lemon peel, bok choy and the foam, all those things worked well for me.
The lemon peel puree is nice, acidic. The highlight for me is the sep consommé. It's clear, it's a bit beefy sort of flavour.
I absolutely love that consommé. That consommé's got a little bit of honey in it and it just finishes almost smoky.
The technical ability to stuff the tortellini and get the pasta right was lovely. The pak choy is cooked beautifully, and the consommé is clear. So, from a technical point of view, very good dish.
I'm sitting here thinking, well, that was a very nice dish. It was an interesting dish, and I'm still thinking about it, so it has to be good.
The tortellinis, the filling is nice, it hasn't dried out. Unfortunately, I find that the salt cod is lost in here, especially because there's so much of the lemon puree, which I really like.
The pak choy was beautifully cooked. The girolles were beautifully cooked. I like the flavour of the foam, the mousse on top, and I like the consommé. He worked incredibly hard to get this dish out.
I feel very nervous. I mean, when the food is good, people are chatting, so that's a good sign.
Hi, Chef. I'm Alan Williams. You did a great job. Well done. There's a lot of tortellinis to wrap for this number of people, eh? And to make the filling that went inside, that's a big ask. I think it was a really well-composed dish.
I thought the dish was very adventurous. The consommé is beautiful and clear. The pasta was lovely. I just think the salt cod was a little bit missing. I think as a first course, I think he did very well, so well done.
Cheers, thanks. I was shaking a little bit walking away. It's amazing. I'm gonna need a little bit of time to, you know, look back at it and just realize what just happened.
All eyes are now on Oxose.
Need to start serving soon. The octopus is cooked fine. The tails are in the oven now. I still need to dice the octopus for the cassoulet and cook the fish. I'm cutting it fine, really, really fine today.
Thanks, Jose. First course has been cleared. You're up.
Gonna check my fish now.
The turbot poached in seaweed butter needs to reach a temperature of exactly 50 degrees.
Still raw. Come on.
Thanks, Jose. You've just put the fish back in the oven. Why?
It's not cooking on the side that I wanted it on. So I'm gonna start plating the beans now, and then the fish should be ready.
There's a lot of elements that I think to pull off there. If they do it, it's potentially right up my street, I think. Yeah.
Got the cassoulet to bring together, which we'll need to work on, some good body and some balance. And obviously the cooking of the turbot is going to be absolutely crucial.
Jan, there's fish in the oven. Can you get them all out, please?
Turbot is one of those fish that is just absolutely incredible when it's cooked really well.
You happy with the fish?
I'm happy with the fish.
Let's go.
For me, the most important part of this dish is the octopus. It's undercooked so you can bounce off the walls.
I'm really intrigued by the textures. You know, we've got flaky fish, crispy potatoes, the soft cassoulet beans. Really excited.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Call your waiters.
Service.
Now we've got to keep the momentum going.
Yes, chef.
Don't keep them waiting.
Do you need that fish?
Where's your
Is all the fish out of the oven?
There is one more.
I needed them all out of the oven. Can you check that's not overcooked, please? This one's out of the oven just now?
Yeah.
How's your last tray of fish?
It's okay, just in time.
Happy?
I'm happy. Service. Service. It went so quick. I thought I'll be okay with timing, but I was a bit pressed for time at the end.
Exose's dish is poached seaweed butter turbot on an octopus and shrimp cassoulet with a sauce vierge, red wine braised octopus tentacle, and shoestring crispy potatoes.
I think it's rustic, but I think it shows a bit of confidence because they could have gone high design, but the dish lends itself to be rustic presentation.
This is lovely. All the ingredients look as though they're going to work together, and that's what I like.
So the highlight of this dish was the octopus. That was perfection. The turbot, delicious, everything balanced really well, and it worked perfectly.
It's really tasty. The octopus is cooked perfectly. The turbot is perfectly cooked as well. I'm really happy to eat in this dish, really happy.
The shrimp and octopus cassoulet was delicious. The crispy potatoes were a nice little add of texture on top. So yeah, it was, all in all, it was a really good dish.
That octopus is cooked beautifully. And I particularly like that sauce vierge. That is really herby and really vibrant.
I was really impressed. I thought it was a beautiful dish. It was exactly the sort of plate of food that I like to eat. So yeah, I was well happy.
It was just like yum, yum, yum all the way. It was unbelievable.
Look at that, every little bit, so perfect.
The octopus is nicely cooked. The bean cassoulet has got a nice flavour to it. The sauce vierge works very well with the dish. It gives it colour and a touch of sharpness.
The fish is cooked beautifully, and so is the octopus. It's very light. I really like the idea of the cassoulet with this, but I find the beans need a bit more cooking to sort of bring it all together.
Nervous, really scared. I have no clue what they're going to think of it. We'll see how it goes.
So the highlight for me was the cooking of the octopus. It was perfectly cooked. You had a lot of strong flavors, but you managed to balance all the flavors. So when you ate it, nothing dominated. So that is a real testament to your palate. So you should be super proud of yourself. So well done.
Can I just say that your dish, it was super tasty. It was rustic, you developed the flavors. The octopus, it was perfectly cooked. The tarbot, it was perfectly cooked. Thank you.
Honestly, what we ate there was phenomenal. It took me to a different place. It took me to the coast of Galicia. Honestly, it was incredible. Well done.
Thank you very much. I couldn't stop smiling. I thought my mouth was gonna break. Speechless. I can't believe it. I just can't believe I've done that. I can't believe I've done that. Wow. Wow.
Stew's pork and langoustine main is up next.
We have about 4 or 5 minutes when you're going to send the first table. How are we looking?
Yeah, we're looking good, Chef. Me and Jan are going to start pushing the plates out in a few minutes.
Brilliant. Looking organised. Like it, guys.
Suckling pork belly with the black pudding. It's a classic, but going into fennel and langoustine and then picking up Thai flavors through green bisque. Flavors are mind-boggling. I'm actually salivating thinking about it.
Just need sauce for 4, please.
The Thai green bisque, which is going to have to be very skillful not to overpower the suckling pig.
The yuzu gel, if they're not careful, can be too strong and too acid and cut down like delicacies of the langoustine bisque.
You could do the langoustines for the next table. Just go with it.
You know, when you read langoustine, you always want one of those fat, juicy langoustines.
I'm going to need langoustines in about 30 seconds, please, Liv.
Just really intrigued to see how this black pudding is going to tie in with the curry dish. It's definitely a first for me.
This looks very well organised.
Service, please.
Are you enjoying it, Stu?
Yeah, I'm loving it, Chef. OK, service, please.
Right, guys, you got your last 5 plates to go.
Service, please. It was really good. It went really well. It went how I wanted it to go. It looked how I wanted it to look. I think once I get the feedback, I'll feel a little bit more at ease.
Stew's main course is crispy suckling pork belly, served with grilled langoustine, black pudding and yuzu gel, braised fennel, and fennel puree, finished with a langoustine Thai green bisque.
Wow, what an incredible looking plate of food. The langoustine looks really, really succulent. I can't wait to start eating this.
So that was a masterclass in beautiful ingredients cooked perfectly. The suckling pear, crispy skin, it's moist, juicy. I was a little bit skeptical about the Thai green sauce, but the chef judged the spiciness perfectly.
Because of the yuzu gel that's on the black pudding, it gives that really refreshing acidic, which actually ties into the Thai basil curry now, which is actually works really well.
This is a dish I could have anytime, any day. And I can't wait to finish it. Honestly, it was a perfection. Really good.
It's a really well thought out dish, great textures. So yeah, I might even have a go at this back at work later.
It shouldn't really work, but it works, and it makes my Brummy heart sing that fusion is the future, and it's not a confusion. That was delicious.
Dish of the day. I loved it. I loved it because it was unusual, but it worked. It really, really worked.
The pork belly is cooked to perfection. Love how crispy it is. I love Thai green curry, and I like the warmth of the spices coming through. The langoustine, beautifully cooked, works so well with the black pudding. Fantastic plate of food.
It really does work. I really didn't think it would, and it has. It certainly does pack the powerful flavour and hit the right note. I think that's excellent.
Yeah, it's going 10 to the dozen because you spend your career idolising these chefs, and then if they don't like the food that you cook, it's kind of a little bit of a kick in the teeth.
Black pudding and green curry is definitely two flavours I've never had together, and I think your risk paid off. The whole table, as we were eating it, we were getting more and more into it. We've all cleaned up our plates, and I think you've done a fantastic job today.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
That dish was amazing. It's fantastic. Everything was cooked absolutely perfectly. The langoustine was immaculate. Flavours were amazing. Well done.
Thank you.
Black pudding and Thai food sounds ridiculous, but was unbelievable. You absolutely smashed it, dude.
Thank you.
Where are you from, Stu?
Birmingham.
That's what I was going to say, guys.
It's honestly, I'm a little bit lost for words because, you know, those are serious inspirations of my career, you know. These are chefs that I've kind of grew up watching, and to have that feedback is immense.
With service looming, Olivia's last task is to make a fresh gooseberry compote.
So I've just taken the seeds from the fresh green gooseberries. I've diced up some of the skin just to give it a little bit of acidity. And then I'm gonna strain it off and dry it out, and that'll be the compote.
The gooseberry compote, you want a little bit of tartness with it. It's a lovely fruit. It will need sugar and flavour adding into it, but it will work very, very well with the mousse.
Yeah, tasting good.
Her second batch of almond meringue
I'm just gonna speed it up a little bit now.
has been dehydrating for 3 hours.
This is the hardest bit, really, just kind of peeling them off the mat. Quite fragile, don't want to break it.
With all 8 elements of her dish ready, she now faces her biggest challenge.
Her dish is all about last-minute plating. This is a dish that will melt and fall to pieces if she doesn't do it properly. You're up. Next table. Off you go.
Yeah.
Fig leaf mousse, fascinated. Love to see that. Really interested to see the chef can pull this off. And there needs to be a good balance of acidity and sweetness, and also deliciousness.
You're having a mousse, you want it to be light, and also just making sure that the acidic elements on the plate aren't overbearing to the rest of the dish.
Happy with it all?
Just need to make sure that we get it out as fast as possible so that everything stays nice and cold.
If you're interested to taste the fig leaf, to get a pronounced flavour, so you would know it's fig leaf, is going to be difficult. So you want to almost close your eyes and say, yes, that's fig leaf.
I want the snow to stay frozen when it goes upstairs, so that's the last-minute job.
There's a mousse, there's a compote, there's a foam. There's a sponge, there's a meringue, there's a snow, there's a gel. Is there any other technique left? This person is out to prove something to us.
I think it's either going to be a complete work of art or just too much going on and trying too hard.
Service, please.
Looks sexy there, Olivia. You happy?
Yeah, really, really happy. Service, please.
Olivia, it's your last table, last push.
Service, please.
Well done.
It's all over. Station.
Massive challenge today, and obviously, you know, when you know who you're cooking for, it's kind of like makes it even worse. It's quite hot in the kitchen, so we kind of had to get that out quite fast. I feel like it's gone really, really well, so I'm happy.
Olivia's dessert is fig leaf mousse with gooseberry gel and powdered fig leaf, gooseberry compote covered in a toasted almond foam with almond meringue shards, fig leaf sponge, and sorrel snow.
Oh, so fresh.
Presentation's lovely. It looks not too dissimilar to something that sort of I would have done, really.
You close your eyes when you eat that fig mousse. You just get the flavours of fig. The texture of the sponge and the almond shard adds a beautiful little note to it. And then to finish out with a really acidic gooseberry puree, great dish, really good dish.
The crispy almond sponge was a nice texture to add to it. And then, yeah, the little dots of gooseberry gel were nice freshness. So it was very great.
Sorrel snow was the cleverest part because it allows you to cleanse your palate while going back to another part of the dish. Delicious. Plate is finished. I love that dessert.
Really fantastic dish, like delicious. The fig leaf was, a real new thing for me.
If that was one of my young chefs presenting that to me, that'd go on my menu without a doubt. I thought it was brilliant. Textures, flavours, imagination.
That dessert could easily be on a Michelin-starred menu.
I absolutely loved that dessert. What I particularly like is looking around at you guys, you talented chefs, and seeing all these empty plates.
You can certainly taste the fig, and you can certainly taste the sorrel, and then you've got a massive kick in the mouth of the gooseberries hiding underneath that foam. It's just Olivia to a T.
I really like the way she plays with texture and flavours. It's a very clever place of food.
That was an amazing dessert. Lovely textures, temperature, the fig leaf, the mousse, the flavour you got out of that was fantastic. Flavour on the palate was stunning. You should be really proud of yourself.
Thank you very much.
Well done. It was a very nice dessert. It was lots of lovely British flavours, very bang on season, and really nice to see, you utilising all of those flavours and doing lots of different things with them. So you should be very proud of your dish.
Thank you.
It finished off our meal perfectly, everything balanced. It was stimulating, it was exciting. Many congratulations and thank you.
Thank you very much.
It's a dish that I think we all agree that if any young chef put towards us in the kitchen, we'd be very, very proud to serve in our menus. You've done a great job and you should be very proud of yourself.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much. Absolutely chuffed. I mean, I couldn't have asked for anything more. I'll probably wake up tomorrow morning and it'll all kind of sunk in. Yeah, it's like an unbelievable feeling.
What a chef's table. Our 4 chefs really stepped it up today. And all very different. And I thought they all highlighted the individual styles of cooking, which is what we wanted to see.
The Chef's Table is one of the biggest events of the MasterChef calendar, and I am so proud of what our chefs did today. They did a great job.
I have to say, guys, you've all performed incredibly well. And if this is what the industry has got to come on, fantastic. Thank you so much.
What can I say? Wow, what a great meal. I feel inspired. I can't wait to go back and try some of the things that you guys have come up with. And I'll remember these dishes. I'm taking this menu home. So thank you for a great experience.
Brilliantly well done. A fantastic evening. Be very proud of yourselves. I'm very proud of you.
That was a full-on day. To cook for chefs that have got 26 Michelin stars in one go, that doesn't happen. Feedback was great, I'm feeling really good, and I can't wait for a beer.
Such a great day, pretty intense. Definitely the highlight of the competition so far. We all worked together as well, which was a great experience.
Amazing, amazing day. Just absolutely unbelievable to cook for such a high caliber of chefs. Couldn't have gone any better, so yeah, really, really happy.
People underestimate me normally because of my age and because of my lack of knowledge, but I've made it this far. I have a bad memory, but I'm definitely going to remember this day.
This competition has taken some twists and turns, and we're now in the final stages.
We are very close to crowning our MasterChef Professionals champion.
Any one of them can go and win it. It is that close.
Next time, the battle for the title intensifies as the 4 finalists fight for the chance to cook with one of the world's best chefs.
To create something new is maybe the best sensation in life.
Only the best will make it as 4 become 3.